I promised that I was going to solve a question so that you can see it on video and understand better. But please listen to the audio again to get the definitions of all items, of all terms, so that you will not forget those terms on statistics. But let's go on. Look at this question. They've given us the number of eggs per year. This is the class interval between 45 to 49, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, 60 to 64, 65 to 69, and 70 to 74. These are the class intervals. And then the number of children. Are you looking at it? So we have 10 children within this class interval, 45 to 49. We have 36 between this class interval of 50 to 54, 64 within this class interval of 55 to 59, and so on and so forth. Now they are asking us that we should draw a cumulative frequency curve. A cumulative frequency curve, as I said in the audio, is also known as an ogive. So in order to draw our ogive, we need our frequency distribution table first. We need to get our frequency distribution table, because what are the items you need to use to draw an ogive? The item that you use to draw an ogive at the left-hand side, is your cumulative frequency, and below at the bottom is your upper class boundary. So those are the items you need for you to be able to draw your ogive. So now look at my frequency distribution table. If you are wondering where I got the question from, this particular question, why is it different from your notes? It's because I don't want to solve your notes. I want you to also read your notes. So I'm solving another question from the textbook, another exercise. I will tell you the page. Page 167, question 9. You will find it there. Page 167, question 9. I'm solving another question differently from your notes, so you have more to yourself. So now, what you do first is to rewrite whatever is given to you in the question. Rewrite it. You can see now, I've done the same. Number of eggs per year, 45 to 49, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, which represents my class intervals. And the number of children, which represents my frequency. This is frequency. Frequency is the number of times an event will occur, or the number of times a number will occur. So between 45 to 49, you have 10 children. So now the two things you need in your frequency distribution table is, one, your class boundary. You need your class boundary, and two, you need your cumulative frequency. So if I ask you to draw an ogive, you need your class boundary and you need your cumulative frequency. What's the meaning of cumulative frequency? The addition of all frequencies. So the first one, I'm having 10. I'm talking about cumulative frequency now. 10 plus 36, you get the next one. That's 46. 46 plus 64. You add until you get the last one. So you can see I have added all my cumulative frequency one by one. 10 plus 36, 46 plus 64, 110 plus this plus that, this. That's how to get your cumulative frequency. And now you need your class boundary. You need your lower class boundary and you need your upper class boundary. I told you in the audio, how do you get your class boundary? Simple. Just remove 0.5 from the lower class boundary and add that 0.5 to the upper class boundary. What I'm saying is that remove 0.5 from 45. If you remove 0.5 from 45, you get 44.5. Now that we have removed 0.5 from the first one, you add that 0.5 to the last one, to the upper class boundary, 49. So when you add 0.5 to 49, you get 49.5. You get it. Do the same to the second one. Remove 0.5 from 50. You get 49.5. Add 0.5 to 54. You get 54.5. That's how you do until you complete your class boundary. So I'm going to complete my class boundary now. Now, I have completed my class boundary, getting my lower class boundaries and my upper class boundaries, as you can see that clearly. Now that you have done that, that's all you need for you to draw your ogive. So you go straight to your ogive. Now you see I have not drawn anything in my diagram. So what I need is to draw the line, vertical line and the horizontal line. Now, what will I write here? What is the name of this vertical line? What will be here? The name of the vertical line that should be here is called cumulative frequency, while the one below is called upper class boundaries. Upper class boundaries, while this one is called cumulative frequencies. You can see it now, I've written it. Cumulative frequency by your left, the vertical line, and the horizontal line, upper class boundary. So now, what numbers do you write in this your cumulative frequency? Easy. Quickly just go to your cumulative frequency area. You can see your cumulative frequency. Check the last number of your cumulative frequency, which is 200. So now you need to use intervals in this area, this vertical line. Use intervals to get up to the last figure, which is 200. I can use an interval of 40, another 40, I get 80, another 40, I get 120, another 40, I get 160, and then the last 40, you and I know that I will get 200. You can see it. That is how you do your cumulative frequency. Now, for your upper class boundary, you go back to your table. This class boundary you calculated, the figures at the left are your lower class boundary. You don't use it. The figures at your right is your upper class boundary. That is the figure we are going to use. So we are using the upper class boundary, starting with 49.5 to the next one, which is 54.5, to the next one, which is 59.5 to 64.5 to 69, and so on and so forth. So you write all your upper class boundary beneath here. You can see I have written my own class boundaries. What type of class boundary? The upper class boundary. Very easy. Now that you have done that, you just go back to your table. Now, note that we are using the upper class boundary to merge it against the cumulative frequency. You do not touch the lower class boundary because you don't need it to construct or to draw an ogive. So therefore, the first cumulative frequency here is 10. 10 under 49.5. So you go back to your table. Where do you think 10 will be from 0 to 40? I think 10 will be beneath, between 0 and 20. You see, I've put my point. You check the second one in the table. The second cumulative frequency is 46. 46 for 54.5. 46 for 54.5. Look for where 46 is. 46 should be here. The next one, 110 for 59.5. 110 should be around here. That's how you find the point for each measurement between the upper class boundary and the frequency. So let me do my and finish it up. After getting the points of each value when checking the corresponding measurements between the upper class boundary and the cumulative frequency and getting the points, you just join each point together. Join each point together. You can see the way I'm doing my own. I'm joining each point together. Join each point together. Join each point together to get an ogive. So this line that I have joined together is called an OGIVE, an ogive. So if the question asks you to calculate your median, your lower class quartile, upper class quartile, semi-interquartile range, you simply use the formula and then you arrive at your answer.